This reading will be for the new moon that's coming up July 20th. So Monday, July 20th, Pacific Standard Time in North America. You'll have to adjust accordingly if you're in Australia or in another time zone. And it will be in the sign of Cancer at 28 degrees. So wherever that falls in your natal astrology chart, your birth map, that will be the area of life where you can have the most effect over. So with the new moon, it's always an opportunity to create something new. So I'm going to draw 10 cards, and I'm going to ask how we can best use this energy and consciousness that's coming in for us at 28 degrees Cancer. So, okay. And so, whether or not you know where 28 degrees Cancer lies in your chart, that will, these cards I hope will give you the answers. Not everyone's into astrology, so let's look this up, or let's look at this from a different angle. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oops. 9 and 10. Okay. All right. So it's actually went like this. Okay. Well, let me get them in frame here. Well, actually, it looks like I have plenty of room. Forgot I moved my camera up a little higher. Makes a big difference. Okay. So I like seeing the Sun and Temperance in here. We have a good mix of energy. So let's see. What this looks like to me is that we have lots of opportunities for strengthening our financial resources and being with family. It looks to me like family time, fun family time, in very grounded ways. This sometimes can be bringing things into more of a sustainable way of living. But because it's a 10, the 10s always have to do with something that's, it's come into completion and it's getting ready to move into a whole new, because, there's really never a complete end and without a new beginning, right? Like you can end an awful relationship, but then that means you open the door to a very good one. So with that in mind, this if anything is coming to completion, it looks to me like it's a very good completion. But it also could be that because of the 8 of Cups below it, this is indicative of, walking away from something that it no longer serves you. So I believe that we can set the intention for the new moon to show us all the ways in our lives that where we can be, where we can, secure our finances, our health, and walk away from things that don't supply that. Right? So if this is our goal, we focus on this. We have to walk away from anything that takes away from, anything that's not sustainable. Like are we focusing too much on something that's not going to bring in anything, valuable? Or are we like do we spend too much time on social media? Are we watching too much TV? Are we just playing too much and not working hard enough? Are we going into fear? Are we, whatever it is that doesn't bring in the abundance that you want for yourself and your family, then that's something to really walk away from. And, and it comes little by little. This never happens all at once, but if we set the intention, especially with with the new moon being at 28 degrees Cancer, well, Cancer is one of the signs that recognizes, it honors all that is sacred within the family, but it also, you get to the place at some point where you're emotionally clear enough, where your emotional intelligence comes through, and it does help you. You do emotionally mature in a way that helps you to walk away from whatever is not empowering you, because the eights are always about empowering and change. So in any power issues that you may have been working through, this is the new moon to really set your intentions to nurture and grow. With the sign of Cancer, it's about nurturing and growing the things that matter most. So that's a beautiful way to move towards the rest of towards the rest of your life. And then an added element here is meditation, rest. This could be that one of the things that you're learning that you value the most is getting 8 hours of sleep. Or if you can't get 8 hours at once because of your job or your children or whatever, that you take naps. And meditation, inward time, inward self-reflection. And doing that is really the only way you can heal your deep inner conflicts, the places where you might be embattling a little bit inside yourself, or maybe even battling with others. This card to me on a spiritual level is all about the dualistic, realm that we live in here on planet Earth. Like here we are, unitive beings. We come from a place where it's 100% bliss and love, and it's we're all connected in a way that's beautiful and loving and kind. And then here we are on Earth, and things are not that way at all. So it's important to not take it personally when things don't go your way, and to go inside and heal these places where you feel like, things might, like your life is going to fall apart. It's a place where you can heal your inner fears, where you can heal from any little negative voices that may be, niggling at you, like the little negative, just negativity of any kind. The false belief that you have to be better than, or you have to do things a certain way. Anything that takes you out of your inner authority and out of your own inner integrity will keep you spinning around in a vicious circle. This is the card of vicious circles based on dualistic false beliefs. So working on any false beliefs that you have, and recognizing where inside you may be thinking that, it's either wrong or right to do this. Of course, act appropriately as to what is good for your family and safe for yourself, safe for your family members. Those things are always important. But to not make yourself bad or wrong if you made a mistake in the past, and to let go of thinking that you're bad or wrong just because something happened that didn't go your way, or thinking that you're not smart enough or you're not good enough, or any of those negative false beliefs from from probably another lifetime. Clear those out. Do your work to clear those out. Meditate and ask from all different angles, where did I get this false belief? Is it really true? Why would I believe that? And do the emotional release work that the Eight of Cups, endures. It's a constant recycling of false beliefs to get to this place. So it could be that this new awareness comes through to help you get into a more sustainable future. And then another couple of elements we have here are the Seven of Wands with the Page of Swords. Now this is an interesting combination when you look at the fact that the Seven of Wands is always about taking a stand and giving yourself whatever it is that you need to create what it is that you want. But coupled with the Page of Swords, looks to me like it's giving yourself the time away from noise and other things that could take away, getting back in touch with your priorities to the place where your actions actually bring in that time that you need to study, the time that you need to do research, the time that you need to talk with people of like-minded, groups, organizations, people that are working towards a greater good. You might have to take a stand away from anything else, especially this here, to get into the place where you can bring in all the new ideas that you are going towards, and the beautiful intelligence that can flow through a human being is amazing. But that takes strong, healthy boundaries. It takes turning off the TV. It takes, if the TV's on, have it on mute so that, you can keep your eye on the news, but you don't ever have to hear all that bombarding, constant talking. And not watching TV shows that are just a waste of time and energy, but instead using your time and energy, preserving the beautiful, life force and energy that's inside of you. And it's the little things that matter too. It's all the little things that matter. And if you can blot out all that riffraff of energy, and that can be bombarding us constantly because we're so connected to everything around the world, all you got to do is open and it's all there. But to block yourself out from that, and again, we have 2 meditation cards, but if this one isn't meditation, this can be doubly reinforcing the need to meditate. And then when you come inside, if this isn't meditation, it's definitely blocking out all the riffraff I was talking about before. But then from there, you can come inside to what it is that you really want to learn about. This is a card, a Page of Swords is all about curiosity and getting to the truth. So that's wonderful. Now with the Sun and the Temperance card, this is a beautiful, beautiful way to open your heart, shine your light. The Sun is all about happiness and joy and shining your light. And then coupled with the Temperance card, to me this is like opening up to finding where your heart says yes to something, and also determining where the no is. So if you're going towards something that you really, really want, but you don't have it yet, sometimes it's just that it's a matter of time. Often it's that, especially when it comes to, in relationships or, organizations, things like that. They take time because it's not just about us. There are other people involved, of course. So if your yes is open, at both levels, if there's not a no blocking it, then it's going to come through. And it's just a matter of time. So you can just keep nurturing it, whatever it is. And, like I always say, you've got to water the plants, you've got to provide sunlight, and oftentimes, plant food, fertilizer, whatever it is, the plant needs what it needs or it's not going to grow. So if you just give it what it needs and then get out of the way, it's fine. But if there's a no somewhere, like if you're not willing to do the nurturing, if you're not willing to do the visualization process, if you're not willing to sit in meditation and feel yourself having what you want, then it's probably not ever going to come through, and you're just going to be in that position where you're just wanting, because that's all you're focusing on is the wanting and that I don't have it. And if you feel like I don't have it, then that's what you're going to get, more of feeling like I don't have it, because whatever we focus on is what we manifest at some point or another. So with the Temperance card, these are both, one of the most beautiful major arcana cards. This one has the highest energy in the entire deck, and you can see this here with artistry. So this tells me just move with your heart, trust the universe, put it out there. And then keep coming back inside and looking to see, because if it's something you've been working on for a long time, and you still don't have it, then you have to look at the obstacle. You have to look at the no. Because if there's 2 yeses that come together, you know, anything that we want to create. I mean, that's the law of mutuality. There's a spiritual law of mutuality, which I believe this card is really about. It's a cosmic law, and it means that no creation can take place unless the mutuality exists. So the mutuality inside of us is the open yes. And it's a movement that bridges the gap from this dualistic place into unity, where you get what you want, right? So from this place, it's just to focus on what you want, and your only job is to, like, let's say if you're not meditating on it, then your job would be to meditate on it. And let's say you sit down and you try to meditate on it, but you're so distracted in a million different ways, then your job is to meditate, like learn to meditate and get clear. And just, 20 minutes a day. Like if we're not focusing on something that we want 20 minutes a day, wholeheartedly feeling it and working towards it, then we probably don't really want it. It's just kind of like in the back of your mind. Or there's false beliefs inside that, like you think you don't deserve it or it's not possible. Those are all beliefs to go through on the realm of manifesting. You got to break through those misperceptions, misconceptions, whatever you want to call them. But wherever there's a no, that's the key to work on. Because in meditation at some point, or on your manifestation path at some point, you'll find a place where it's like, oh, I didn't know I had that in there. I didn't realize, I didn't even believe that I could have it. Like other people can, but not me, like those false beliefs. So opening up the blocks or the no is actually, that's the way to go. That's how to get into the manifesting. Because, nothing can really be created unless that mutuality exists. And you have to eliminate the place where you separate from yourself and think that it's for other people but not you. So this could have to do with like a loving, beautiful, wholehearted relationship. It could be that. And it could also be the traditional meaning of temperance, which is patience, that we need to be patient. All good things must pass at some point. So to be patient in that and just keep working with the flow. The flow goes back and forth here. And sometimes when I look at this card, I think of like, one of my sons used to always tease me and go, okay, Mom, come on, out with the bad, in with the good, So, this card can be that, where we're clearing out the conflicts, the inner conflicts, and we're opening up to all the good that can come in. So I love seeing that. And just know that, there's an archangel back here. And so just know that you have many guides. You have a team in the spirit world that is always there to help you. So just know that and be with it. And then moving forward, the last couple cards just tell me that this has to do, especially with these two cards together, this has to do with healing the past. This has to do with healing childhood wounding and then really walking away from it. Like you can be done. So on a big level, summary here, especially when we have the two tens bookending, as bookends, the entire reading. This looks to me like to set the intention and then add it into the cards. We have to remember that the new moon is at 28 degrees Cancer, so there's only 30 degrees in the zodiac of each sign, and it goes from 0 to 29. So you're just about at that nth degree of Cancer, which is a very developed intuition and psychic processes and sensitivities and emotional intelligence. So you could set the intention to heal your emotional body of the past, anything that could hold you back, any inner conflicts from your childhood wounding or past life wounding. But it looks to me like it's more like just childhood. But then again, it could be lineage, because we do have the the multi-generational wealth card here. So if there's false beliefs that you obtained growing up about money with your family, of course that would be something to clear out and walk away from, because they don't serve you anymore. And then seeing how the tapes might still be spinning around, that's definitely something to meditate on, heal, pray to release in dream time. That would be a beautiful intention for dream time and even nap time. And then the rest of it, just, everything I said before, and I believe that working on our childhood wounding will be the way that we can just walk away. Walk away from anything that doesn't behoove us. If the false belief is, well, it's not if. It's always that the false beliefs are the only things holding us back. And they're all in the past. And there's a spiritual law, you can't say what, besides the law of affinity, like attracts like, right? But there are spiritual laws where in the healing process, we're always going to be going back into the past in order to clear out. So these cards remind me of that needing to go back into the past to clear out. And, basically, like if we're not happy, which doesn't mean you have to be like blissed out, like the way a 2-year-old can run around with so much energy and so much joy. As adults, it's kind of hard to tap into that. So they have so much energy and they can't really contain it, right? But as adults, we learn to contain it so that the life force becomes more balanced, as in the Temperance card here. And so the flow of bliss becomes more balanced. And then with that, we're just always kind of like stitching up the past. Like is there an area where we're not in truth? Like within the spiritual laws of absolute truth, where it's all good and it's all bliss. But we don't get that 100% of the time here on Earth. And as we experience that not having it, it's really important to not take it personally. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's just that here we are on Earth and we're in a dualistic sphere. And it's not who we really are. So we have to keep going back inside, always remembering who we really are. And nurturing that, developing that, and then, letting go of the past. Just keep letting go of the past and walk away from the things that no longer serve. And just to know with that spiritual law that the past will always come up until you're done with it. It's the same way with history repeats itself until we get all the lessons and we're done with it. And there's no judgment when you have to keep going back in and working at little pieces here and there. Like, don't judge yourself when you have to work through an inner conflict again. Or you thought you already did it, and why is it back in my life again? It just means you're going deeper with it and you're clearing it on an even deeper level. So there's no judgment, you just go with it and be with it. So I think that's it. I don't have anything more to say about that. It was probably too much as it is. And anyway, meanwhile, thank you for subscribing, and please like the videos. It definitely helps, and sharing the videos helps immensely as well. And take very good care. Everyone, please be safe. Okay, bye-bye.